and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if it's your first time here, hi, my name is Missa, and today we are going to be doing this look here on my facade, which is a look that I saw on Louise on their Instagram account, and I looked at it and I thought, there's no way I could do that. So that's why I did it, because I wanted to give it a go and see if I could do it, and I think I've done a pretty good job considering it was quite a hard look to do. Please do subscribe before you watch this video. I really appreciate getting new subscribers. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Leave me a comment in the comments. Everything I use in this video will be linked down below in the description. I wasn't originally going to film today, so when I did this I used like 10 different palettes, so that's why there's quite a lot of things used, but yeah, that's the reason why. So if you want to see how I got this look, then please just do keep on watching. So I've already got this eye done, as you can see, and I'm really surprised at how it turned out. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I think I've done it quite well. Like, it doesn't look as good, obviously, as the actual P. Louise one, but it looks alright. So I'll zoom in and we'll do this eye. I've already primed it with concealer, so hopefully you'll be able to see better what I'm doing. I never know if I'm like too zoomed in or not zoomed in enough, so you need to tell me. So I'm going to take some sellotape to get my nice crisp line. Sorry, my lighting's being really annoying, and I feel like everything looks a bit darker than it actually does in real life, but I can't figure out how to make it look better. So I'm going to stick this tape on anyway and try and get the same angle that I did on the other side. We're gonna go with that and hope that it matches. So first of all, I'm taking my Sampo Beauty shadow in the shade Mulberry, which is this gorgeous mulberry colour. And I'm gonna start to draw on my cut crease, very similar to how I did my rainbow eye one. And I'm going to slope it down and just run it along the edge of that sellotape. So that's the kind of shape we have there. Just going to take a little pencil brush and dip into my Modern Renaissance and use the shades Venetian Red and then Bon Fresco up here, and just start to blend that line. It can go beyond my brow, I don't mind that extra bit of drama. And actually, I'm going to take that little brush that I used to put the mulberry line on, and I'm going to dip into a black Sampo Beauty one, which is black, called Yin, and just go at the bottom of that. Because I actually did this afterwards on the other eye, and then it was quite hard to cover it, so I've learned that I need to do the black first. And that's just going to give us a bit of depth that we need. And then I'll go back in with that pencil brush that I've lost into that mulberry shade. And just blend that a bit more. Good thing is we can be really messy on our lid, because we're going to clean all of it up with concealer anyway. I'm trying to remember what colours I used. I think I actually used a little bit of Love Letter from the Modern Renaissance. I just used a bunch of colours. You could definitely do this with one palette, but I just kind of started off this by playing, not thinking I was going to film it, so I didn't really care that I was using tons of different brands. But I know that if you're following along with this, you're probably just going to want to use one palette. You can just use the BH one or the Morphe 35B or the Modern Renaissance on its own if you don't want to add like orange and yellow. But I'm going to go into my Take Me Back to Brazil and dip into the orange. All on the same brush, by the way. Just chuck that on. This kind of look looks really messy and horrible until it's finished. Don't worry about that too much. And then I'm going to grab the yellow as well, just for up at the top. And then back in with that pencil brush and the mulberry shade from Sample Beauty, and I'm just going to make sure that I've got a nice gradient. And then I'll work a bit more orange, just in case of going in with lighter colours and then blending them out. Lighter colours, blending them out. And just by going really slowly and just adding little bits of colour at a time, I'm just building up that nice gradient of blended shadowness. Don't know what I was trying to say there. Just take your time. Okay, so now we can go in and cut the crease. So I'm just going to take a concealer. The one I reached for was just because I had it out on my desk. It's the Ben Nye Media Pro Concealer Palette, but you know I really love my Makeup Forever one, or any kind of concealer will work, but this is just the one I had kind of to hand. And I'm just going to use a little eBay nail art brush. I keep thinking it has a mirror in it, but it's just white. And I'm going to attempt to copy the other side so that we can add that gorgeous, gorgeous blue. I love it. You want to just take your time here and go slowly, because you can mess up below, like on our eyelid, but we can't mess up above because that would be a nightmare to fix. And then we can go in and just like fill in the lid with concealer and just really smooth it all down, ready for packing the blue colour on. And the blue that I chose is this gorgeous, really bright sky blue up here. It definitely darkens when you put it on top of like a concealer base, but it's still a really, really bright blue. So I'm just gonna start packing that all over the concealer. And because we have that sticky, tacky, wet concealer base, this is just being so pigmented and not patchy or anything. I think it looks really good. So I'll just finish going around this edge and then we'll come back and put a wing on. So now I'm going to use one of my favourite eyeliners, the Bam Show Wing, and I'm just going to put on a kind of normal wing, and then we can move on to adding the little sparkle in the centre, which I think is what really kind of elevates the look. My eyes are definitely different like levels, I can really see that now. So now I'm going in with the Too Faced Glitter Glue. I'm just gonna kind of paint that on my wing at kind of the highest point. And then I'm gonna take the Sample Beauty and Sean Maloney pigment. This is gorgeous. And I'm just gonna start pressing that on the glitter glue. This is a pigment, but it's like a glittery pigment. It's so cool. It's not a formula I've ever seen before. And then I'm just taking a smidge of the one in Kira B, which is much lighter and brighter. And I'm just gonna pop just a tiny bit of that on the outer part. Just so it looks a little bit more kind of ombre, like that. So I can remove the tape now. Oh, I can't find the end of it. Oh, oh, that is a sharp line. Love that trick. So I'll just throw on my lash quickly and then we'll move into skin because this video is probably really long. So give me 2 seconds. Moving into skin, I'm going to go in with my favourite Decleor moisturiser. This is one of the ones from the Hydra Floral range, and it's just real nice. It's expensive, but it's nice. So I love this as a makeup prep before I put my foundation on. And if you know me at all, you know I don't really rate primer, so I just quite like a moisturiser instead of a primer. Now I'm actually going to use a product that I've not used in a while, but I remember really liking it. I'm going to use the ABH stick foundation in Warm Porcelain and see kind of how I get on with this. Like I said, I've not used it in so long. From recollection, you have to use quite a lot of it, which is why I look insane. And I'm going to use a foundation brush because that is what makes sense. I'm going to use this one by Cosmic Brushes, the C03. It's got that really pretty glittery handle, and just start to work this into my skin. It's a nice colour match for me. That was Warm Porcelain, if I didn't mention that. I think ABH really need to come out with a liquid foundation. I can't wait. I'm sure that probably is like on the cards for them, but I think a lot of people would really love to see that from the more kind of complexion products, because not a lot of people, I'd say not a lot of people really enjoy stick foundations. I think they're quite an acquired taste, and I like them enough, but I do prefer liquid foundations personally. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice on my skin up close. It doesn't have a huge amount of coverage, but it's certainly like evened out my skin tone. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of liquid foundation anyway, just because I'm not blown away by the coverage. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my Kiko Universal Fit foundation, just because I've not used it in a while. Although this colour is gonna be way too dark for me, oh no. Right, this is turning into a disaster. The eyes have worked, but the skin will be terrible. Just you wait. I have, though, the new Aldi sponges that everyone's kind of going nuts for right now. This is what they look like in the packet. There's a few different colours. And if I show you the difference between it wet and dry, just dropped it. It grows massively, but it is so hard. Like it just, I mean, it's fine, but it's nowhere near as soft as like a beauty blender or the Real Technique sponge or my favourite LA Girl one. Yeah, it's just really firm. I'm not a fan, but I can see there is some good things about it, but I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. It's just too firm. So yeah, not my cup of tea, but that's fine. Not everything is. For concealer then, I feel like my dark circles are quite prominent, so I'm going to use my favourite Urban Decay All Nighter concealer. This is everything I want in a concealer and more. It is perfection, and if you have dark circles, you need this concealer. Can you tell that I'm like enjoying having a long ponytail? So I'm like, oh yeah, like I use the shade Fair Neutral in this. And I'll do a touch of cream contouring using my NYX cream contour kit. And then I like to blend my cream contour in first before blending in my concealer. And then I'm going to use my LA Girl sponge for the concealer because I do not like that Aldi sponge at all. So I'll finish blending this out, I'll put my powder on because that's really boring to watch, and then we'll move into finishing off the base and then finishing off under eyes, and we'll be done. So to contour, I'm going to go in with my sleek light face contour kit thing. Just really good, enjoy using it, good one. And we're going heavy glam, so I'm going to go quite liberal on my contour. I think I've made a mistake on my nose. Right, I think I've kind of somewhat fixed my nose contour issue, but let's just ignore it. I'm going to quickly bronze. I'm going to use my favourite, which is the ABH powder bronzer in Rosewood. I say my favourite, it's my favourite high-end one. My favourite drugstore one are the Milani ones. They're incredible, I always talk about them. But today I just chose this one. For blush, I'm going to go in with the Milani powder blush in number 11. Blossom Time Rose, and it's one of those really pretty like flower printed ones. I really like this one. And then for highlight, I'm going to throw on my ABH Dream Glow Kit, and I think I'll use the shade, I'm not sure, I never know. I think I'll use the shade Magic, this one here. Okay, so quickly before my battery runs out, I'm going to do my under eyes. I'm going to go in with the shade Mulberry, and then this shade which is called Aubergine, and then the black, and just run those three under my eyes, and then a tiny bit of yellow as well. And then that's going to give us a lovely smoky under eye. Some yellow. And then the best black eye pencil you'll ever get, the Milani one from Beauty Bay. This is the most pigmented pencil I've ever used. Tight line and waterline with that, and then I'll throw on my bottom lash mascara, which is the Doll 10 one, which I really love, and then we'll move on to lips, and I'll change my battery just now. So I've gone ahead and lined my lips with this little mini almost finished L'Oreal lip pencil. This is in number 630 if you want to know. It's a really nice one. I'm going to throw on a matte lipstick. This is ABH's Soft Touch, but I am going to use a gloss because I want quite a glossy lip, I think, to go with this eye. So let me just throw this on quickly. I do actually really like that it's growing on me. It's a little bit still too dark than what I prefer, but it is nice. But I am going to go in with my favourite lip gloss, which is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in number 60. Just a little bit on top. I want to finish off with a setting spray just to hold this in place because I am going out and about today, even though this makeup is like a little crazy for doing errands, but it's me, so I don't really care. I'm going to use my iconic London Prep Set Glow, but this is in, this isn't an original, this is the other one, the darker one. And I'm mainly going to focus this on my body. to give it a bit more of a glow. Oh, that's so nice. Put a bit on my face. I mean, I am glowing. There we are then, that is the end of my P. Louise recreation makeup look. You need to tell me what you think of this look, but please be nice. I've had so many crappy comments recently. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what you think of the look, but if you don't like it, tell me in a constructive way, please. I really like how it came out, and that's what's important. I think it looks really cool, and I'm really proud of myself for being able to like recreate it, I think pretty closely to the original video that I saw. But I mean, certainly with the colours and things, but I think, you know, maybe it could be a bit neater, but So thank you so much for watching this. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!